Inside my hoodie, inside my hoodie, inside my hoodie, I'm hoodie, I'm hoodie.
What's going on, though? What's going on? It's so cold today. And I told Jawed ass Matt I would help him put the truck order up. And I did. We got it done. But not withholding frostbite dangers. Part of the game, it is just so cold. Like, it's the sting kind of cold, but the hurt, like our hearts used to be. Just kidding. How are we doing, Pathfinders? Are we sitting with the aches, the pains? There is quite a quiet pride to it, though, huh? Just be careful when you're ready to put the lights on and show people the runway. They are not going to be ready all the time. And so you got to be careful. Just be the light you are, but hold the line. Don't demand anything. Don't really nothing. You need to just be a safe space. That's what they're doing. You're making the landing zone. It's a safe space. That's it. Nobody else owes you a damn thing. Everything that comes in is going to be a gift. And you've earned it. You've earned every bit of it. Seeds you've been planting for years. Please, I'm right there with you. It's time to get paid. And that's not money. That's not just monetary. It's not just pentacles. That's abundance, love. Enough that you can finally give to the extent your heart has always known it was capable. These things are becoming less and less black and white in my bones. So I'm going to use the black and white tarot deck today. Let's get to central energy. How are we doing? Report. Report. Bum, bum, bum. All right, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is very interesting because I don't do reverse. That's just how the deck was. So I'm going to respect it. I'm going to keep it in reverse. But I'm not very learned on that. So let's learn it together. And then we'll let intuition do the talking, right? Seven of Pentacles reversed. Impatient with the process. Stepping in, reaping too soon. Investment anxiety, poor planning. Okay. Ooh, I almost adjusted. This is where I have to step back and look at myself and say, okay, is that true? Yeah, it is. Do you hear that? Huh. What could that be? Hold on, guys. You're going to figure. Sounds like a marching drum. might be a ceiling fan. Hold up. I bet the fold on that side is going to bother some of you, but guess what? I'm going to put a new one up soon. It's coming tomorrow. And I got a new tarot deck coming. I'm very excited. So, back to the Seven of Pentacles. I am impatient by nature. I've been that way my whole life. Shortcuts, quickness. It's been hard for me to see the benefit in building a foundation. Like, you want that quick, get rich quick, yo. Whatever, success. Get it quick. So the biggest lesson I've been learning has been the importance, like I said earlier, holding the line. You've got to hold the line, yo. And I've always been one to put my energy out there to fix things, to take initiation, you know, that's just how I've been. Gravity, become a center, become a point that people can feel safe. And then you focus on what you want in your orbit, and that's what will show up. You can't force it. And that's why, and people always want to force the outcome. I won't be happy without this. That's a lie. That's your ego telling you something safe. So this is the last day we're in this Seven of Pentacles. Or reverse. Because this is who we are. This is who we've always been. But this card is not all bad. This card is understanding self-worth. But we get a little impatient and we want to just let everybody see our self-worth. You know? Actions will always speak louder than words. Cliche. Cliches are roots, not seeds. There it is. There it is. King of Pentacles. Hard work and ambition lead to prosperity, a sturdy foundation, building something strong and durable, entrepreneurial success, adept at business finance, responsible for the well-being of others, strong provider, dependable leader, manager, good advice regarding finances, property, or work. See? Say. Thank you, Spirit, for that. Shadow work is hard, man. It's tough. Trust me. But imagine where you are and being in that exact same spot 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. If that scares you, into the shadow work, and it's quick. It's like a band-aid. It's like, when someone has a hard time, jumping, when they're bungee jumping or pulling a band-aid off. It's like that anticipation is always worse than that quick little whoop. Do it. Elevate with us. Because the proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is personal. I mean, I can tell you about number 1333. I have military time on my clock. I look down. It's 1-1, December 11th, 133. So December 11th, 1333, 111333. I see those all the time, man. It's awesome. You just see the numbers. You see the synchronicities. You feel it in the glow in your chest. The proof isn't in blind faith. The proof shows up in a way that only God could do. And when you start getting clear about your intentions and what you want to attract, be that emotions or physical things, it's not about being greedy, and you know that goes away if you're acting from love. But life is meant to be abundant, not terrified. What else, Spirit? The Hierophant. Be who you are meant to be. Royalty. Pathfinders. Who makes any person above anybody else besides God anyways? And that's not exactly a public ceremony, so why don't you recognize who you can be? I don't want to read that one. I don't like it. Let me read from this one. There we go. Yeah. The Hierophant card gives traditional and social structures. The Hierophant card governs traditional and social structures. The context of these structures may change depending on the person's reflecting on them, which begs the question, are they really all that stable to begin with? Sometimes structure and order are necessary to remain strong and progress forward. During this time, ask yourself if you'll benefit from staying in alignment with the current structure and abiding by the external influences that are present, or if it will benefit you more to rebel against the norm and carve a new path for yourself. Pathfinder. And that's where I do respect Pastor Mark, because even though you lose the trust of an entire megachurch and then can set up shop and do it again, like that is impressive. Even if it is a fear-based, you're always going to sell seats to a fear-based doctrine. And you'll never convince me that eternal hell is divine justice or a choice. It's not. All right, next. Where do I put that? Here it is. What else, Spirit? What you want to tell? My pathfinder's here. If any of y'all want to come on the podcast, you can do it from your house. Just reach out. We'll talk. We'll talk about whatever. I can talk about whatever. Whatever. There it is. Back in the deck, right side up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We always want a harvest. We always want a harvest. And the Seven of Pentacles, he has his... It's what we're doing. It's valuable. We want to be replanting the seeds too, so there always is a harvest. You know, if he just harvested that and went on his day, next season what? Understand with your access to source that you are access to unlimited downloads and value. It's all for you. in the way you understand it and the way you can deliver it, because that's the point. We're going to alchemize Earth together. And everybody's going to have their own pathway. Okay? And it's not going to be always easy, obviously. But if it's going to be hard anyways, you might as well have fun doing it, because this is fun. It is fun being a pathfinder. It is. Working with spirit, seeing the way things grow and come into your life, and the gifts and the joy. And there are the low days, but that's part of the growth. When you're in the low, that's part of it. Part of it. But it gets easier to focus on the good and come out of the dark. Spirit rules like that. Into the sun. But yeah, this is the last time. This old tapestry is going to go back into my room. And my other tapestry is nothing special. It's just going to look like a dark brick wall behind me. Holler! But who knows what's going to happen next? It's come a long way, hasn't it? 1339 on the clock. Working with spirit every day. I see 43 all the time. I see it everywhere. And every time I see 43, I just say, I love you too, Spirit. 43, love you. 43, 43. You know? 1643 on the clock. Love you too. What else you got? Spirit. The Two of Wands. I love being in the Two of Wands energy, because you're just holding the earth and you're looking out over the horizon. And he's dressed nice too. He looks like he has some success. We don't know what kind of status he has, but that doesn't matter, because everybody's royal and needs to recognize their own status. But either way, he's got a nice view. It's like, the world's my oyster. What's next? What is next? And if he picks one thing, guess what? The other option was, will eventually become a choice. That's the beauty of it, you know? Can you stay grounded, though, is the question. Can you stay in a grounded headspace? And because, when things come and change and life as you know it is not the way you thought it was, but you suddenly see what power you have, it can be scary. And your ego is going to be quick, so you need to ground yourself in a way. I have lots of tarot readers I listen to that keep me grounded. This stuff terrifies me all the time, what I'm doing. Okay? And I listen to my discernment and meditate and go within and don't let the thoughts appear. They're going to terrify you. And people in your life, they're going to have different limitations, and they're not going to give you the support you would think. So don't count on it. Believe in yourself, though, warrior. Confirmation burp, you warrior ass. Take it from me. Chaos can be exciting, I know. Look at that, my warrior. Look at you. Look at you. Because those battles might never stop. We don't know. But that's where we're at. Come at me. If nothing else, I'm going to stand in my own defense. Not preaching, just this is where I'm at. You can come at me all you want. I'm going to hold my ground to death. I'll hold the ground. 1343 on the clock. I will hold the ground to death. I like 1343 because it's 343 And then backwards, it's still 4, 3. Ironic, because I hated math. Hold your ground. That's the difficult part. The very beginning, when you start changing the way you live and the way that you think, people are going to notice and they're going to challenge you. And you might not have your defense ready. And you might fall. So that's why you really need to get solid in here. Because the defense words you need will just come like an open river, you know? And as long as you're acting from love and not trying to, and I admit, like, I can talk pretty rough about Christian doctrine and the way it's pounded in, but I don't think that's their fault, because this stuff is so old that, you know, it's wired in there. I know what it's like to have it wired in there. It's terrifying, you know? And we just want to wake up to that. You know, church is okay, and, you know, Christ and what Christ did is awesome and totally saving, like life-saving, like, yes. But you don't need to stay in that broken mindset, okay? And I believe this is a school. We're here to learn. We're going to get the earth to a place where spirit can experience itself in the 3D to the fullest. And that's just going to take a lot of work, but we're here doing it. Eon by eon, because the world's horrible right now. I mean, the news shows that. You can see that the world is horrible. The world is awful. But it's been awful forever. We just have more access to more outlets. And we don't know what's staged anymore. I don't trust crap anymore. It's like so much AI, but it's awful. And joining the awfulness is not the way. The way is to live how Christ lived, minus the, you know, I don't know what all went down in those 3 years of his ministry, but it wasn't, if it was as easy as just believing in him and what he did, then that, I feel like that would have been the message he's spreading, rather than waking everybody up to their own power. Greater works than me will you do. And I'm not talking about turning water to wine, but the resources that we have access to can make it seem even more miraculous than that. You know, feeding 5,000 is nothing. Look at Mr. Beast. I mean, he's got resources doing greater things than Christ did. That's what we're here to do, not kill, steal, destroy, argue over laws, blah, blah, blah. Is someone hungry? Feed them. Is someone thirsty? Give them something to drink. Are they freezing? Give them a coat. You know? And if everybody pooled their resources together and actually worked together on this, if someone was addicted to drugs, it would be like, you're going to rehab and we're going to love you through it. That kind of stuff. Not, oh, you don't have a driver's license? Well, you can't sleep here. Can't sleep here. Let's build something of value together. It takes teamwork and resources. Not, oh, look at my new Prada bag. Look at my new Gucci, my new fucking whatever, my new Ferrari. Who fucking cares? That stuff's all fun. Let's rent the track for the weekend, sure, but then let's go back to not just feeding someone every day, but helping them elevate. Bringing the village back. Bringing people up. That's so crazy, right? That's such a crazy thought. Because of the illusions that surround everybody. The card I pulled before, by the way, for the audio is the Three of Pentacles, and the card I just pulled is the Eight of Swords. Truth surrounds us, but you blindfold it yourself, and you just... And it's okay. Just look within. What is right? What is right? And I'm not naive to think that evil doesn't exist. danger doesn't exist and that people literally don't have your best intent at heart. I know. But if what I'm saying resonates, then you know there's a good side. Let's build on that. One more thing, Spirit. Let's tell one more. This went longer than I expected. That's right, 10 of Pentacles. Thank you, Spirit. You know, we work together. This is what we're going to get. It's not about having more than another. We're all one. How dare you deprive somebody of something? Even in your fantasies. And the truth will come out. If someone's, it's easy to discern if you really practice it. Like, I know exactly who's full of crap when they're out there panhandling or a family needing groceries. You don't have to give to everybody with their hand out. Discernment's okay. But you could, a team coming behind this family scamming, like, why? Like, let's convict them. Why are you trying to steal from other people? Take advantage of them? You know, call it out and build them back up with love. Okay? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, so Spirit loves you. I love you. Reach out to me. If you want to do the podcast, I'd love to just have a raw-ass conversation, even if you're terrified. Especially if you're terrified, I think you should reach out. Let's break those walls. It's okay. I've taken lots of leaps of faith in my day. But I created them too. Bye, y'all.